Hey, what's up, guys? It's me today doing some play TCG online stuff, and yeah. So the deck I'm planning to use today is Klingklang Cobalion deck. It's probably my favorite deck in the format. It uses the new Klingklang from Plasma Storm. The Plasma Steel ability that blocks all damage done to your Steel Pokemon from Pokemon EX. Very, very good ability, and it pretty much like shits on everything. So, because 90% of decks out there are based around Pokemon EX attackers, and then you have Cobalion EX here, which is pretty much awesome. First turn, you can hit for 30 damage, discard a special energy attached to the defending Pokemon with blends floating around, with plasma energies, DCEs floating around, stuff like that. That's really nice. Its secondary attack, Steel Bullet, does 100 damage, and this shits on Sigilif, and it shits on Eviolite, and it just like says fuck you to like everything, because this attack's damage isn't affected by weakness, resistance, or any effects on the defending Pokemon. However, unfortunately, this means that it cannot OHKO Articuno EX, but that's okay, because we have this man right here, the Man of Steel, fucking Cobalion, because he's a badass, and he just like does whatever the fuck he wants to, and I actually want to use the full art Cobalion EX because it's cool. So if I can find it, maybe. There we go. Let's look at that. Yeah, full art Cobalion EX, sexy. Yeah, Cobalion EX, really good card. And then paired with his normal version, this card has been around for quite some time. It has a pretty decent first ability. Does 20 more damage for each energy attached to the defending Pokemon. So imagine they like stack up a really big Mewtwo early game, get out your Klingklang, they can't even touch you. You can like pretty much just wreck them. The second attack does 80 damage, kind of meh. Doesn't OHKO Articuno either, but it says the defending Pokemon can't attack during the opponent's next turn. That's pretty good. 2 retreat, no really big deal. Weakness to fire, which ain't a big deal either, and everything in this deck is resistance to psychic, so that is incredible. So we have 4 Juniper, 4 N, Skyla, all, you know, standard stuff that you'd imagine, and that's pretty much it. So big problems with this deck are Victini. Oh shit, oops. Let's see if I can find it. The V-Create Victini, wherever the hell it is. Maybe. There it is. This V-Create Victini does 100 damage, which is enough to OHKO everything. However, your opponent has to have a full bench to use this attack. So, that's something, not really something you'll worry about early game. However, Victini EX is kind of something to have to worry about early game. He has the attack Intensify Burn for fire double colorless. If the defending Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, does 50 more damage, and that is enough to OHKO Cobalion EX. So that's kind of scary first turn, especially if they can get out their the victory piece, which is the thing that allows Victini to not use any energy to attack. So. And awkward transition time. So, okay, so here is a game I had while I was recording all that stuff. So, I've sped this up to 150% of what the game was, because this game was literally like 40 minutes long. This is a Klingklang Cobalion mirror match, the first I have ever had. And it's very, very good game. It got really intense. So, we both start off with a mulligan, that is, and I'm going to go ahead and lay out the Cobalion EX that I got, and he's going to start off with a Klink. So he is by the look of things like not going off to a great start, but if you know anything about Cobalion Klingklang, this is it's a good deck. So I'm going to heavy ball for Skyla, heavy ball for a Klink, and I'm stupid and I forget to grab out the heavy ball and put it in the discard because I'm not smart. And yeah, so we have a little altercation about that, but it's okay because it gets resolved here when I go ahead and grab the heavy ball out of my deck if I can find it, and throw it in the discard. So that was my bad. So yep, sorry about that, my bad. So anyway, hit the Klink with 30 damage on the first turn, and that's not bad because now he's gonna be able to heavy ball for his own Klink, and then he plays a max potion. So that's going to avoid me killing his Klink on this next turn, but he did just waste a max potion, so I'm okay with it. He does have another Klink on the bench, so that's not really a big deal, and he ends away my really decent hand. I mean, holy shit, that was actually a good hand. I had a Klingklang, the Shift Gear Klingklang, because that's really all I'm aiming to go for here, because all his attackers, his normal Klink, his normal Cobalion, his Klinklangs, and his Cobalion EX can break through my Plasma Steel ability, and I really just need that versatility of moving that energy around. So he does play a switch, get the Cobalion out there into the active position, and he's going to be able to hit me for 30 damage, but it's not too bad as long as I get like consistent energy drops here, and I can beat him to the punch on his Klingklang. So I'm gonna go ahead and end. I really just want to try to possibly get out a Klingklang this next turn, but I don't. I do get the Klingklang, but I don't get the rare candy, but I'd get another Klink, so that's okay. Gonna hit him back for 30 damage, and that's not too shabby. So he's gonna play a Cobalion onto the bench like I expected. He does have the normal Cobalion, so that's pretty good. So yeah. Alright, so he's gonna attach another energy to his Cobalion, so as long as I can get another energy out this next turn, I will be able to beat him to the punch, get his, be able to start hitting 100 damage, because Cobalion's secondary attack does break through the Plasma Steel ability, which is very good. So he's going to Ultra Ball away an Ultra Ball and a Max Potion, which is great for me, because Cobalion Klingklang cannot get stuff back from the discard, and especially seeing that he has Computer Search in his deck rather than Dowsing Machine, that's just great news for me. He did get out of Registeel, which is very interesting. I actually have played Registeel in this deck before, and he does get out the Plasma Clang, and that means that my Cobalion EX cannot touch with the 30 damage attack, but it's not bad because I will be able to hopefully get another energy onto my Klingklang and hit it with 100 damage, so that's really good. I mean, my Cobalion. So I go ahead and end, and I have 12 energy in the deck, and I don't score a single fucking one of them, and I don't score any way to get stuff out. So I do score 2 catchers, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I think I drag out the Registeel, maybe? I can't remember what I drag out, but that really fucking pissed me off pretty damn bad, because I run a very consistent amount of energy in the deck, and I should easily be able to pull at least 1 energy, but no, he moved his prize there for some reason, and I can't do anything. I can't do anything because I can't hit it for 30 damage because of the Plasma Clang on the bench there, and it's kind of annoying, and it just set me back a turn at least. Yeah, definitely set me back a turn. And that kind of really peeved me. So he does have the Registeel out there with a gigantic 3 retreat cost, and he does get out his Shift Gear Klingklang, which will allow him to move, and he will be able to fire off a triple laser, which does 30 damage to 3 Pokemon on my side of the field. So that's not horrible for him, and I'm just setting up the 30 damage while I wait for him to tell me where to put them. And he decides to put them on the Cobalion, the Klink, and the Klang. And I do score that Shift Gear Klingklang, which I've been wanting the whole game. I'm gonna go ahead and play a switch out of there, go into my other Cobalion, fix that damage counter there, my other Cobalion EX, and I'm going to just say fuck you, and I'm going to play my Juniper after I catcher something out. I believe I catcher something out. Yeah. Let's see. What do I catch? I believe I capture out the Shift Gear Klingklang because that thing is probably what I'm going to want to take down. So, just so he has less versatility. So, I do actually capture out the Klingklang, the Shift Gear Klingklang, and I'm going to Juniper because I don't want to risk my luck with N again. I want more cards, and I do score that 1 steel energy. Holy shit. I get 1 steel energy, thank God, and I'm going to actually be able to get out my Plasma Steel Klingklang, which is great. I didn't really necessarily need it, but not being able to be hurt by that Registeel and the 30 damage attack from Cobalion, I guess that's good. So, might as well. So, I'm going to actually computer search, and I'm going to computer search out a max potion and say fuck you to your damage, which is really nice because that his Cobalion, if it did get a catcher and another energy, he would have been able to take 2 prizes there with my Cobalion EX, which would have been very bad. So I'm just going to hit for 100 damage, and he did not understand the rules of Cobalion EX, so we're kind of having a little argument over that. So be sure, guys, whenever you play your TCG, be sure that you know your cards, because then you don't have to sit here and argue with me, and then I won't have to quote the card. Oh my god. So, yeah, as you might be able to see there, I don't know if you can see it in the quality that I'm uploading this or what you're playing in, but it does say, or any other effects on the defending Pokemon. The Plasma Steel ability is an effect on the defending Pokemon, which Cobalion can easily break through. So, he's actually going to score a switch, and he actually gets pretty damn lucky this game. But I guess, in hindsight, actually, I did get pretty damn lucky as well. I mean, I got a Juniper right there. He's going to send out his Cobalion, the Iron Breaker Cobalion, and he will be able to lock this Cobalion because the Iron Breaker Cobalion is an incredibly good card. It's very crippling against a deck like mine. The only way to really get them out of the way is with a switch. So he's going to do 80 with the Iron Breaker. Not really too threatening, but with a Cobalion EX on the bench there, being able to possibly kill me next turn, that is very threatening. So I think about possibly playing the Skyla for a max potion or a switch, but I decide, you know what, Juniper would give me a whole new hand, and I have a good chance to get it anyway, but I don't, which, like, in hindsight now, watching back on this, I definitely should have Skyla'd because I always had the Juniper for next turn, or he possibly could have end. I mean, that was just kind of foolish. Yeah, that kind of blows. So, I catcher out his Klingklang? Yeah, I catcher out his Klingklang, but unfortunately I cannot attack. So, I'm going to make a smart play, make a safe play, put the energy onto my benched ones just in case he can get a switch and move the energy to his Cobalion EX for the next turn, and that would be very bad. So, yeah, he gets a max potion, and max potion's off his Klingklang, and he does get the switch, goes into the Cobalion EX, and will be able to kill my Cobalion EX. So thank God I did actually make the safe play there, move all that energy, and he did have an N in hand. So that, I kind of jumped the gun there, putting it into the discard, but thankfully I made the smart play there, moving the energy, and now that means that I will be able to get not lose any energy onto my field, and I will be able to attack this turn for 100 damage onto his Cobalion. So I'm thinking about Junipering, and then I do, because I look at this hand and I'm like, really the only thing I need is a catcher, and I don't really need the catcher that much because I can't OHKO anything. It would be good for, like, you know, doing a lot of damage later, but in the late game, if there's damage already on stuff, you know what I mean. But I think it's worth it throwing away one catcher for a whole new hand. I really didn't get too much from this hand, but whatever. I probably should have played that Klink I had in my hand so I could get a backup Klingklang, a backup Plasma Steel Klingklang. But I don't foresee him killing this thing anytime soon because he would need a plus power and his Cobalion out there to do it. I don't know. So he attaches a energy to his Iron Breaker Cobalion. I think that's probably what I'm going to call it from now on. Normal Cobalion, Iron Breaker Cobalion, something like that. So yeah, that's pretty good. And now I'm just kind of waiting for him to do something. This is a fully healed Cobalion EX sitting out there. He's going to Skyla, and I think he Skylas for a max potion, and that is no, he Skylas for a catcher. That's kind of odd. I really thought he would Skyla for a max potion. Maybe he doesn't have any more in his deck. He's actually going to opt not to... He's actually going to opt not to play the catcher, which maybe he's just getting it for later. Not a horrible play, I guess. Might as well play the Skyla if you don't want to play anything else, I guess. Yeah, so I think he's just going to hit my Cobalion EX for 100 damage, which will 2-hit KO it, but I will be able to take out his Cobalion in return, which is very nice for me because that gets almost all the energy on his field off the field. So I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball away that shit for my good Cobalion, the full art, because the full art is sexy and it's awesome. So I'm just going to go ahead and play the switch, get on out of there, go into my Iron Breaker Cobalion, and I believe I also Skyla for a max potion and heal my Cobalion EX up. So that was a very good turn on my part. Incredibly good turn. Just kind of erased all damage done to me from the last turn. That was just incredible. And I will be able to take out his Cobalion EX, and I am rolling strong right now. He only has one energy on the field. The only thing he will be able to do is go for the energy press with his normal Cobalion because his Registeel cannot touch me. His new Cobalion EX he put onto the bench can't touch me, and he does not have enough energy on the field for his Klingklangs to attack. So he does actually, I think, decide to opt to do that. Attaches to the Iron Breaker Cobalion, plays a Super Rod. I really got to consider putting a Super Rod in this deck because late game and I'm running out of shit. As you see there on the bottom, I can't read how many cards are in the deck right now, but it's in very low amount. I think it's like 7, something like that. I have a very small deck right now, but I should be okay. I should be okay. I really don't need to do any more draw supporting at this point in time. So yeah, so he's gonna actually play a catcher, and he's going to catcher out my Plasma Clang, I believe, or my Cobalion EX. Yeah, there we go. He catchers out my Cobalion EX, and this is a very threatening situation here because he's going to be able to hit me for 80, and I believe I only have one switch left in my deck, and not very good odds of pulling that. So he's going to be able to hit me for 80, and I am locked. I cannot attack. So I'm going to draw. I do not draw anything that could possibly get that switch. So I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball, and I'm going to drag out my last Cobalion EX. And now, yeah, that's very good for him, because now he's kind of got me backed into a corner. So I'm going to play an energy, and I have 6 energy onto the field, which is very good. That's enough to power my Cobalion EX and my normal Cobalion. So, wait, no, he went for Energy Press. He went for Energy Press. That's not yet. Yeah, there we go. So, however, he does do something. He's doing something. He's getting out another Klingklang for some reason, even though that one's not in... even though his existing Klingklang's not in any threats whatsoever. So he just passes, and he does make the smart play, moving all the energy onto his Cobalion EX. So, but it's okay for me because I can lose this energy, but I will be able to. I do have enough energy to support the rest of my stuff. So yeah, so I don't know what I was talking about there for a little while with the energy press thing. I don't know. But, yeah, anyway, he goes into his Cobalion EX after I kill his normal Cobalion, and now I am up 3-4. Very nice, but he will easily be able to take down this Cobalion right here, and that's kind of problems for me, but now here we go. Here's what I was talking about. I'm going to go into my normal Cobalion, and I'm going to be able to lock him. I'm going to hit him for 80 with the Iron Breaker. I make sure I say that. So I'm going to Iron Breaker for 80 damage. Now he's locked. He cannot attack me. And that is very nice because all he's going to... the best thing he can do is get a switch and go into his Shift Gear Klingklang and possibly attack me that way. So... he actually gets lucky, he gets a catcher, but he catchers out my Cobalion EX for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, the Klingklang would have been a better thing to catcher out. I was planning to go into my Cobalion EX on the next turn somehow anyway, so I guess he saved me some cards, so that's just fine with me. So, yeah. Alright, so... he's actually going to shift gear the energy onto his Klingklang, I believe. I believe that's what he's possibly doing. And he's shift gearing some onto the Registeel. So he's basically preserving his the energy. That's the biggest thing, is to have to preserve the energy. So I do score another energy. I will be able to take out this Cobalion EX, and now I'm at 1 prize left. Very awesome. And down goes his Cobalion EX, but he does, and really all he has left for attackers right now at this point is his Shift Gear Klingklang. Shift Gear Klingklang is not really the ideal attacker. It can cap at 160 damage, but it's not necessarily freaking, it's not necessarily, reliable. So, because you have to hit 2 coin flips heads for you to get that. So he lays a Klink onto the bench, and I thought, oh, maybe I have another catcher in my deck, but I look at my discard, and all 4 of my catchers are in the discard, so no luck getting the easy win there. So he actually discards 2 energy. Is that what he's doing? Or I think he takes it back. I think he thinks about discarding and going into his Cobalion EX. But I think he just decides to stay in here and do crazy stuff and things. So, yeah. So it's coming down really to the wire here. All he has to do is kill my Cobalion EX. All I have to do is kill something on his side of the field. He actually scores the double heads and hits my Cobalion for 160 damage. Holy shit. But I do top deck the fucking switch, which was beautiful. Going to be able to go into my normal Cobalion. Will be able to Iron Breaker him. And I'm going to look at his discard to see that he has 3 catchers, which he has the potential to have 1 more catcher in his deck somewhere. And he has a very good size hand. So, you know what I'm going to do to that hand? I'm going to say, fuck your hand. Send it down to 2. Limit his options incredibly. Move the energy off my Cobalion EX. I really wanted my last max potion, but it doesn't look like I got it. And I'm just hoping he cannot get that catcher. I'm hoping he cannot get a Juniper, some way to get a catcher, anything. I cannot afford him getting that catcher out onto the field. I cannot afford him getting a switch into the Cobalion EX, because this game is going down to this next turn for me, at least. So I'm going to be able to hit him for 80 with the Iron Breaker. He cannot attack me, so if he gets a switch, goes into the Cobalion, and gets a catcher, something, he can take out my Cobalion somehow. This is GG. So he draws, and he's going to actually discard 3 energy to retreat, and that big, heavy 3 energy retreat cost. He's gonna go ahead, attach his existing energy onto his Cobalion, and I believe hit me for 100, maybe, or yeah. What? Oh, there we go. He plays a Bianca. This thing scared the shit out of me, because he played the Bianchi, got 4 cards. He's got a very nice 6-card hand now. And if he pulled that catcher, I would have been fucked. So, yeah, that was really, really scary situation for me. But it turns out like he either does not have the catcher in his deck and it's prized, or he just is not getting it, unfortunately. So he goes ahead and plays another energy. Might as well put more energy onto the field, and he will hit my Cobalion for 100 damage. And I'm just begging, okay, come on, give me my max potion. I score that max potion off the top deck. I will be able to move the energy off of my existing Cobalion out there, and I will be able to heal off my Cobalion, and I should be able to pull this game out. So I move the energy back on there. I lock him for 80 damage. And I believe he calls GG because there's just nothing he can do. Very, very good game. So he told me it was alright for me to upload this. Unfortunately, he does not have a YouTube channel, so I can't really leave a link to anywhere. But that was an incredibly good game. Whatever your name was, guy. I'm sorry, but yeah, that was very nice. My first Cobalion Klingklang mirror match, and yeah, really close game, really good game, and yeah, so that is it for today, guys. I believe I'm just going to go ahead and have you guys take a quick look at this deck. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, sub, all that good shit. I love you all. Deuces.